this is boring. Is there, I don't know, music?
Law Nerd clips. Please sing "This is the trial that never ends."
The upcoming hearing on the motion to compel his financial information, his dire financial straits, and looming exposure of this criminal activity. And the state contends that that situation led to the murder of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. The state's motion to admit the other evidence or evidence of other crimes is admitted.
Last week they were saying they'd be done today.
With regard to the court's earlier ruling
excluding not allowing the roadside shooting incident, during cross-examination, I find that the defense opened the door to all of that testimony by questioning the witness as to the relationship between Mr. Murdaugh and Eddie Smith, payment of money to buy drugs, indebtedness, his overall relationship, and to not mislead the jury. And so that everything he ever did with him is obviously relevant now. Document completeness and fairness. The court reverses its decision and will allow I'm not sure I see that one, Judge. Witnesses regarding that relationship. Now we have Eddie Smith in here? And we'll be in recess till an extra week of court, an extra week of the state's case in chief graduation tomorrow. Judge!
However, the portion of it that says, when I get out of here is problematic. If the defense would like that portion of it redacted, that would suggest that he's in rehab and when he gets out of here, he's going to do this or that. We can redact that portion. If the defense does not wish to have that portion redacted, the exhibit will come in its entirety.
Your Honor, here's where we find ourselves on the defense side. His drug addiction and drug use is frankly res gestae to the alleged criminal conduct on the financial fraud. And it's hard for us on the defense side, and it didn't really get flushed out in our in-camera hearing because they didn't put evidence up of this, but it's something that we all knew. But it is part and parcel of the financial crimes, and it explains why he did what he did. And it does, in a way, pile on and make it even more prejudicial. And so when considering that, Your Honor, what we would ask is we want to renew our motion, object to all the financial crimes. Now that we know drug use is coming in the midst of it, because it is res gestae, it does tell the entire story. And we would ask the court to strike all the financial testimony the court's heard thus far, and let's proceed with a murder trial.
That motion is
denied.
Thank you.
But the portion, the court admits this document and will redact that portion if requested by the defense. Do you want to redact the portion that suggests that he was in rehab? Because it's part of the res gestae, it may even be part of your defense. I don't know. The state is offering evidence, and
we're not asking it to be redacted. We would request that whenever we get in these 404B witness testimony that the court provide a limited instruction. Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to give a limiting instruction prior to every witness's testimony or in the middle of every witness's testimony.
Why not?
The court has given the limiting instruction twice and will do so at the end of the case as well. And there may be other instances, but not at every juncture where evidence is being offered.
Every juncture where evidence of financial crimes is being offered should be given.
This exhibit is admitted.
Wow.
Next, they'll bring in Alex porn history.
Okay, and what accounts would those checks come from?
The vast majority of them would come from the Bank of America account, but there would also be some funds that would come from the Palmetto State account.
And whose accounts are those?
Mine. The Bank of America accounts are in my name, and then there's another account there that I created that's a DBA, that's my name, DBA Forge, and then my checking account at Palmetto State Bank.
Okay, so there's two accounts at Bank of America?
Yes, sir.
The DBA and then your checking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the
he's
DBA?
just coming completely clean. He's not holding anything back.
No, he's really not.
Thank you.
It's like, this is everything I've ever done wrong.
And then Palmetto is your
Let me tell you about my
is that the
financial
checking
crimes
account?
too while I'm here.
Yes, sir.
When I was 9, I stole a candy bar.
Okay, and who's he?
Okay, and as a result of his cooperation, partially, and what you already knew, you're aware that he was indicted on 90 indictments of financial fraud, which could result in life without parole for him. Do you not?
He was found.
If you'd answer yes or no and then explain your answer. Was he indicted on
Start
90
sticking him on it.
charges of financial fraud and for which he faces life without parole? Is that correct? Just yes or no?
Objection sustained.
What's the
I'm
objection?
sorry, what was the objection?
There's an objection, and I sustained the objection.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't understand the grounds of the objection.
Neither does the judge.
401, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
That
I'm
was
understanding what
reprehensible.
401 is. I don't know why it would apply to this.
Objection is sustained.
What is he's got to know what the objection is.
Wow.
The information you got was voluntary about the
Oh my
financial
God.
piece of this was voluntary by him. No one threatened him. No one coerced him.
401's just general relevance, isn't it?
To the best of my knowledge, no one threatened him. I was not present with Mr. Murdaugh at the time of giving his statement. I wasn't. It was over the telephone.
Ground.
I'm based on what you've told us. No one threatened him. Y'all
But
were
he had a
there
gun to his
representing.
head.
That's just relevance.
I wasn't in the room. If you did, I can't speak to it.
But the judge didn't even acknowledge it was a 401 objection.
He said,
He
I mean,
just
he
wanted
said
to
it
sustain
later.
it.
Yeah, he's going to sustain
Yeah.
it no matter what. But how's it not relevant? I mean,
you.
And they redirect.
you brought in all this stuff,
Briefly,
Judge.
Your Honor, please
Of course,
support.
that question is relevant. Let's get a whole another day of trial. This trial's never going to end.
Law and Order clips. Please sing, "This is the trial that never ends."
I don't know why he bothers. He's just going to allow it.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be great. The judge might want to be like yell at Harpootlian.
Oh, you know that's what he's going to do. He doesn't give a shit about the hearing.
It was Harpootlian the judge was talking to yesterday or the day before saying, what, you have more to say now? You have more to say? This judge is explicitly hostile to the defense. And this sustaining of the state's objection, just because he didn't even know what the objection was.
And I was not going to ask him to go back to the to relate what he related to Agent Kelly, which again they had already agreed for us to do in summary fashion. It was simply going to be questions that he was not in custody. He was voluntarily agreed to talk, and his questions were subject matter appropriate, and he appeared to understand the questions. That was going to be the extent of it, and it was in direct response.
But that was already
to
covered
their
in direct.
reading in the records and discussing the injuries that are reflected in those records. If that was the
All of
extent
that
of
was
my
covered in
questioning,
direct.
not to reiterate the summary to which, frankly, they had already agreed to allowing us to do, which we did yesterday.
If that's all he's going to ask, I withdraw my objection.
All right, very good. Let's bring the jury in.
I
And
call
get a stretch.
100% bullshit from
That's
Creighton
what
Waters.
He was going to run for an hour.
That's all he's going to ask. But if that question leads to another question, leads to another question,
So stand for a few minutes, moments.
That's what Creighton Waters has done every single time. I'm only going to ask this. I was only going to ask that. And then he gets up and starts asking the questions, and it goes just down the road every single time.
and tell this jury, how long has he been out of jail since October 16th of 2021? I mean, did he make bond?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, so he's been in jail since October 16th.
Objection sustained.
What opportunity has he had since October 16th of 2021 to manipulate witnesses, to manipulate evidence, to manipulate anything in this case? What opportunity? Go ahead.
He's talking to you.
There's an objection.
I'm sorry, what's this objection?
Objection 401, Your Honor.
No response.
Well, Your Honor, no question, he's been in jail since October 6th.
Your legal response to the objection.
I
The
don't
401 is the objection, relevance, and your response.
My response is that they have him, they're trying to portray him as this manipulative person, and he's not got the ability to manipulate anything after October 16th.
Objection is sustained.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You know, if you want to
That's not
have
relevant.
open rules, that's fine. But you have to play fair both ways.
To the jury.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Inappropriate argument to the
Um,
jury.
Wow.
Now, did you tell anyone
what
in his
what
family
number
the reason
rule
you
is
wanted
that?
to see him while he was in rehab was
401, Your Honor.
relevant?
Really? What? He testified about this.
Let me hear that question again.
The state
You
introduced the picture of the truck already.
Indicated
If
to a
it
member
wasn't
of his family
relevant,
you knew was communicating with him that all you wanted to do was show him a picture of a truck.
Back to the form, Your Honor.
Why?
It's cross-examination.
Thank you. Did you communicate?
What's the response?
I asked the question.
Could you repeat the question, please? I'm sorry. I just.
Read it,
Look
read
at our
it back.
Boolean.
Read it back. Read it back.
Are you a senior special agent?
Yes, sir, I am.
Senior special agent Kelly, did you communicate to a member of Mr. Murdaugh's family, Randy Murdaugh, that all you wanted to do was show him a picture of a truck? That was paramount to you,
Stop.
and that's what you
Stop.
communicated
Come in compound.
to Mr. Murdaugh.
Objection 401, Your Honor.
Objection overruled.
The question you just asked me is that, and I responded to, that was one of the things. That was
That's
not
a
the
yes or
only
no.
thing. You know, we knew the identity of Curtis Smith. We knew the truck that Mr. Smith.
he's not
I
asking
didn't
what
ask
you
you
wanted
what
to
else
do.
you
He's
knew.
asking what you told
I asked
Randy.
you-
Ask the witness to be allowed to complete his answer, Your Honor.
No.
You may continue your response.
We
It's a
wanted
yes
to
or
meet
no.
Mr. Murdaugh
No,
to show him
non-responsive.
images of the truck.
You would concede he'd been shot in the head. I mean, no one plow old ground, but he had a head wound, fractured skull.
Asked and answered to be honest.
Objection sustained.
Okay.
Oh,
Did
my
you
God.
ask a doctor if he was competent to speak with you?
Again, those medical records, the doctor.
Yes or no?
I'm asking you if you talked to a doctor and said, is he competent to talk to us? Did you do that?
Mr. Harpootlian,
Would you just say yes or no, and we can move on?
Ask the witness allowed to
No. It's a yes or no fucking question.
object to the form.
You answer the question, yes or no.
could you repeat the question?
Did you speak to one of his physicians or any medical personnel and ask them if he was competent to speak with you in the hospital?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh my God, how hard was
Part of the
that?
records are in evidence.
Christ.
And there was drug testing done on this day, correct?
Again, they did not discuss with me his medical records. Mr. Harpootlian, they didn't talk to me about his medical records.
And you didn't ask them, did you? Did you ask them?
The
Get him,
testing
Dick.
that was
Did
being
you
done-
ask them?
We did not ask to discuss specific
Thank you.
aspects of Mr.
Thank you.
Murdaugh's
Nothing
medical
further.
condition. Once we have subpoenaed,
Would you please answer the yes or no?
once we got the records,
Would
we
you
learned
answer
that
yes or no?
Your Honor, I would object to him badgering the witness. The witness is entitled to
Not
answer the question.
badgering.
He's not badgering.
Respond as you see fit. Go ahead.
at the time of September 4th.
This is
Cross-
ridiculous.
we did
As
not
you
ask
see
the medical
fit.
doctors or the medical professionals any information about his
Well,
condition.
there goes my weak sobriety.
Because they
Fuck
would not
this.
discuss it with us. So if I had asked, they would not have discussed it. So we did not ask. When we obtained the medical records through court order, we were able to review them and learn.
Thank you.
I step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it. Damn trial can't even go a week without drinking around here.
Let me call your next witness.
If the judge
May
wants
it please the
to,
court, Your Honor. The state calls Special Agent Peter Rudolphy.
it's just like in any major sport, we have a referee. If you want to call everything and have a lot of penalties or you need to have the same strike zone for everyone. And that's why when they're allowing so much in for the prosecution and so much, anytime 401 comes up, anytime 401 comes up, they're allowing it in. When the defense is bringing it in and this 401 objection, the objection is sustained, it seems really slanted. It just feels slanted.
Just declare him
Especially
guilty
because-
and get the appeals underway. Jesus.
So who's
They
this
had
witness?
to, especially because the state is
good.
bringing these
If you
people
would,
in
tell the
to
jury
a
just a little
trial
about yourself.
where the argument was that they weren't
History
relevant in
of,
the first
where you
place,
grew
and the
up, where you
state
went to
prevailed
school,
that they
and how you
were.
ultimately ended up with your current position.
I have a little thought.
Uh-oh.
I know occasionally they come, and that is I think Alex is going to testify.
It seems incredibly dangerous because obviously the judge has already let in all the financial stuff, so it seems like
I know
a
that.
valid question.
But that's
and
why
they're gonna ask him
he
about
might.
every single financial question.
What's he have to lose?
And apparently, over the past 2 days, which I missed, he effectively has made admissions to all of the financial shenanigans to investigators over the phone, right?
Yep. Yep. But
So
now
he-
it's sworn testimony in court. So I mean, that's
It's already done. It's already over.
He's cooked.
He's cooked. He's going to have to admit it. So why not take the stand? I put him on the stand. If I was in this position and all that crap's in, everything's in, put him on the stand.
They've gotten literally everything in now. They've got the roadside shooting. They've got the whatchamacallit, the drug habit. They've got the financial crimes. They've got the speeding violation, which is the most egregious to me, going 80 miles an hour in a 55. I mean,
Well,
he should be killed for that alone.
Here's an idea, and you're the defense appellate specialist, so you tell me. Assuming that you had a viable argument that the judge erred in letting in the financial stuff that he's done, would the defense calling him to the stand moot that issue for the appeal so that you would lose the appellate issue?
I don't think so, because this is a defense case in chief and it's in response to the admission. So you can argue that you were forced into the position of him having to testify to rebut all of the allegations and everything else. So I don't think so. Of course, you never know what happens behind closed doors in appellate courts, and they can rubber stamp it and not have to explain anything all day. But I don't think they would hang their hat on that if they wrote an opinion and wanted to shut you down. I don't think that's the basis. So I don't think that's a danger appellate wise, but it's a consideration. But you got to do, the thing is that a good appeal is worth nothing. You got to win at trial. And so as a trial attorney, you have to look at it and say, what's my best opportunity? And I think that jury's going to want him to get up there and cry his eyes out. I would never have killed my loving wife and son. And I didn't do that. Yes, I'm a bad guy. Yes, I've got that. And also remember, from everything that we know, he's Mr. Charmer. So he's going to get up there and he's going to seem real credible. He's going to be a great witness, and he's going to know how to go toe-to-toe with these idiot prosecutors.
Yeah, it seems like a gamble to my mind, but you might be right in the end. I mean, it's a strategic calculation, like many things are. You might be right.
I just get that sense from the way that the defense is unfolding their case. I think they're going to put him on last, and he's going to explain everything, and he's going to be like, "I sinned." Who is it? Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart. Yeah.
Yeah, I sinned before, but I did not kill my wife. I think it might be a powerful way to end your case, and then he's already the sympathy factor. We've got people in the chat that are saying they feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. He's even if he's the killer, having to go through this trial is painful.
I just want to say I fronted this theory over a week ago. Once things started coming in, I was like, you know what? I think maybe the stand might be taken. Maybe it's not as bad in this case.